Australia became multicultural from 1788 onwards. You know, I guess the convicts and the soldiers, some of my ancestors on my mum's side were the first boat people. In saying that, I do fear as Australia becomes more and more multicultural that we're losing a lot of our culture. I'd really like to see more Australian history taught in schools. You know, I'd love to see reenactments going on. Also, we need to focus on the incredible and ancient Indigenous culture that was thriving here before the ships arrived in 1788. You know, we really need to celebrate our incredible Aboriginal culture. When we grew up as little buggers running around the streets of Umina, you know, we still had respect for the elders. You know, we still say, "G'day, Mr. Robertson," as we pass him in the street, just for example. That's my biggest want for the Central Coast, is for us to maintain the really, really wonderful Aussie, humble, sharing, caring, ask your neighbour for a bag of sugar type attitude. You know, help each other out, work hard. And I'd really like to see that really flourishing on the Central Coast. I want the Central Coast to focus on our strengths, that we are a humble, hard-working people, stick together and make the best of what we got, because we got a lot.
With respect, I hate you all equally. Do you know that the environmental movement as such used to come from the right of politics, the right-hand side of politics? It was the archaeologists, the ecologists, all the scientists that knew how important it is in this particular.
Together after the bushfires with their scientific community and their mates in the State Land Council and the developers, sort of in the background, always the ones that fund their election campaigns. And they said, how can we keep, I'll use that word again, exploiting
as such the local Aboriginal Land Council. Certainly, I want to continue to use that area, some of the darkest corners.
Guys, the Darkingnong to the west and the Awabakal to the south, and the Darug to the north. As a non-Indigenous fella, I've had the privilege of working with community. Has everyone heard the name Guring-gai before? Yeah, wonderful. So they are made up of different groups, the Walkalawa, the Wanabi, the Wurundjeri and the Gadigal people, and their names that have been used in this area for tens of thousands of years.
It's a lot of people to be making something up if they're making something up. Yeah. I mean, I've met probably, I don't know, through you guys, about 50 or 60 people, maybe more, that identify as Guring-gai, and I understand there's hundreds or even thousands.
Yeah,
and they know their Darkingnong cousins and friends. I mean, they're related. It was a much smaller gene pool back then. So
there's another planet waiting, so when the shift occurs, that there will be some on the planet that will be taken to this new Earth. It's a very interesting concept, but there are many prophecies that have prophesied the solar flash, where we could have 90 days of darkness.
Size race is straight for a lot of things. There might be something in it.
Like getting to know a person, you start to be really happy to see them. You might even endanger your own life, risk your own life to save them, and let's stick together. Let's stick together like we've never stuck together before our kids.
So I'll crush that up in my hand. If it's not wet, which this one is, I'll beatbox. And you get left with those little seeds.
Oh, wow.
You don't have to do that particular beat, and you don't have to go either.
not so long ago, all of our ancestors lived in harmony with the land, or at least the majority of them, if you go far back enough. At the centre of our circle, if we were to look at it like an Indigenous artwork, was of course Mother Earth, nature. If we didn't look after that, there was just no point in anything. And if we were to draw a line off that to another campsite, again, to look at it a bit like an Indigenous artwork, we had our economy, which came back to serving Mother Earth, which came back to, of course, being sustainable. Our education, let's draw another line off that. Our education all came back to sustaining Mother Earth and having respect for Mother Earth. Everything, our religion, our culture, all of our beliefs came back to sustaining Mother Earth. Now take that out of the centre of the circle with what this incredibly corrupt government is trying to do. Wipe out the centre of the circle, take Mother Earth out of there and put a dollar sign. And your education, okay, everything just comes back to the economy a lot of the time, and we need to turn that situation around and become custodians again, not just consumers. The enemy's trying to take me to their law. Yeah, the enemy's trying to take me to their law, my dear.
I think you beg to differ. Good morning.
A lot of people used to talk about them, and whether they're, legitimate, whether they're, the work of someone copying, that they're a pretty remarkable thing. And
we've had experts say that they're fake. National parks say they prefer to educate the public on the cultural importance of the landscape as an Aboriginal place, with things starting to fall down, being an authentic Aboriginal state.
They're taking a little bit too seriously here. Part of our folklore, part of our history. It's part, again, whether they're legitimate or not. We us locals don't take it all too seriously. And there's just people that enjoy them here. And again, it's not such a serious thing. It's just part of our local culture and part of our local folklore. I think they're a great thing for the Central Coast. And again, I don't think this whole thing should be taken so seriously, but I find it quite fascinating that that's part of our local folklore. I think it's very, very interesting that the focus is turned on that.
All right, thanks for joining us, Jake Cassard. Appreciate your time.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah, 1300 925 222 on the talkback, 04679 22684 on the text.
We've got about 36 minutes now. So, get out, have the kids, chuck them in the car, get down to Bambara Road on Woy Road, off Woy Road, carry on, come down and see the controversial hieroglyphs and the famous grandmother tree. And I'm going to be talking about a whole heap of stuff. We don't have very long. We are running a walk today and shooting a short film about traditional custodians, the Ku-ring-gai and the Darking-Nung people. So we're getting everyone together, and this is a rare opportunity to come down and see the famous Ku-ring-gai and the Darking-Nung people. Darking-Nung. Get out here again, you don't have very long. Get out here and come out. It's a free day to share some information about some useful plants along the way, age appropriate. See ya.
But just an incredible experience for the community coming together. And we said, yeah, no dramas, do that. We'll film the whole thing. We'll put it on social media, and it'll probably draw a whole heap more attention.
System, the company store, the paradigm of absolute control. And that's why we're just out here doing simple things, pointing out that we're meant to be in nature and be natural. And this is where we find the source that God made to transcend the New World Order. And that's why they want to try to keep us out of it.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murderous scum. They're on giant death factories keeping babies alive. You're selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have green looking skin, and they run around screaming, we love Satan, we wanna eat babies. I have them on video. Hillary's in the creepy weird sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy weird woman whose mother wears a hood over her head. What the hell? That woman number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I'm told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. Literal vampire pot and the goblins are hobbling round coming after us. My spirit gets close to that evil and I feel it go.